Hi villagers. Today I'm going to take a slightly diverted version of videos. My day in the life is going to include what's in my bag, which I understand is a fairly common practice for YouTubers. However, this is a slightly different twist on it. I have recently attempted to buy a new handbag and found that it was too small. And after a conversation with my mother, who bought the bag for my birthday, said, well, how do you need so much stuff? She doesn't remember, I think, that her bags used to include Tonka cars and Matchbox cars and all sorts when my brothers were small. I don't think the bag they bought me was big enough, so I sent it back. And I've been keeping the money ring fenced so that I could buy something I thought was big enough. I ordered something recently from a company, I will put the link here, and I ordered lots of things. The more you order, the more you get off, it would appear. So I've bought a bag and I'm going to attempt to put all my usual things from my rucksack style handbag into this slightly more grown-up looking black conventional handbag, and we'll see whether or not it all fits. So come with me as we decide whether or not a internet-based handbag works and does the job. So join me on the floor while we rummage around and see if I can get all my normal things into the new one. So welcome to the floor. This is my normal handbag and I've had it for probably 2 years, I think. It is purple and it is fading, but it is keeping its colour and fundamentally isn't falling apart, which is useful. I'm heavy wearing on handbags and normally they fall into bits within a year. My sister-in-law has one exactly the same but in like a turquoise green, and I stole the idea off her, to be fair, but I don't think it looks very mature. Sometimes for particular sorts of events you kind of need a handbag. So this is what I've been taking everywhere: work, events. I have a little clutch bag I would use for like weddings and stuff, but apart from that, and this is the new one. So it has a little pocket on the back, just big enough for your phone or your keys, or indeed your work badge. And then inside it has two big pockets, a zippered section in between the two big pockets, whether you can see. Oh yes, there we go. And a little zippered section at the back, big enough for your keys or your mobile phone. And we'll see whether or not it's big enough. My only slight gripe with this bag is that for some inexplicable reason, fashion and bag is embossed on the front. You can't scratch it off or peel it off. It is literally, you can feel it into the bag. I looked it up on the photograph and it does say that on the photo, so it's my own silly fault really. However, I'm kind of thinking perhaps we could do something with that, but I'm not sure what yet. So we'll see. Can we get all of the things in here? In here. So here we go. What do I have in my bag? So I'm going to take it all out and show you, and then we'll try and work out how to put it in the new bag. So in this front little zippered pocket, house keys, very important, and the car keys. 2 different cars. My husband keeps his car keys separately. I have mine joined up together in case you drive anything else. Right, there's nothing else in there. And then in this zippered section here at the front, we have my wallet or my purse, depending on which nationality you are. A notebook, which I'm currently writing notes for a novel I'm attempting to write. So it's useful to have a book handy, although you could use your mobile phone. A pen, a lip gloss lipsticky thing, and that's it in there apparently. In this little zippered section here at the very, very top, I keep my work badge, Oh, and apparently a biscuit. That was from when we were away last week. So here is my work badge. That I think will fit in this little back pocket here. And that is all there is there. I have a carabiner. My family laugh at me because I use carabiners quite a lot and they think it's funny. And then a little bit of fluff. I like fluffy things in an absence of a cat. In this side pocket, I have a bottle of sanitizer. Nothing else in there. And the one on the opposite side, there's nothing in there. So it's just this big section now that we need to try and empty. And this is where I have everything. Stuff that my mother thinks I don't need. So you see, do we need all these things or not? You judge. So in this tin, I keep my headphones and a pound, maybe you can see that, pound coin for the lockers at the gym. The tin itself is a bit big, but I lent the headphones to Charlotte for a school trip and the headphones came back and the tin did not. So I'm improvising with a slightly bigger tin. This is my battery pack. I highly, highly recommend this battery pack. This is an Anchor, which you won't be able to see because it's just embossed into the thing. And I keep it in this sock with its own charging and then the charging cable that you use to charge your phone with. My previous phone, the battery was definitely dying on it, so you had to keep a battery pack around with you all the time because no sooner than you blink it would die. And I've got into the habit of it and it's very useful. A shopping bag, you always need one of those. A little pot with lip balm and a lipstick in. Need some? Much better. Okay, and then we have 2 bags. This is the bag I keep with, you know, tissues and a bottle of spray stuff. I really like Tiger Balm. This is so old that all the stickers that were around the outside have long since disintegrated. I've had the pot for donkeys and donkeys years. It probably doesn't work as efficiently anymore, but I like it. You use it in place of taking paracetamol or ibuprofen. So that lives in there, strictly speaking. So that's all the sort of things you might need. I've got paracetamols in there, hand cream, a different bottle of spray that I was trying to get used up. And then this one, which for anybody who needs these things, you know perfectly well what's inside here. However, here's a tip. I have been having periods since I was 11 and a half. And it's only in the last, and I'm now 46, it's only in the last 5 to 10 years that it's ever occurred to me that this pack should also contain a spare pair of knickers. So in this box I have some wet wipe type things, feminine hygiene wipes, that's what they're called, and some pads. Spare pair of knickers. Okay, and that's that big section. And then at the back I have a pack of wet wipes. I lived with a family when I was a student and I took their kids out for the day and their kids ended up so filthy we had to stop at Boots, a pharmacy in the UK, and buy wet wipes. And I then carried wet wipes around with me until I ran out of wet wipes in that particular pack. And they were so useful that I have bought wet wipes and carried them around in my handbag ever since. Still am carrying my mask. I don't really know why, because I don't think I've actually worn it for a really long time. This one has Winnie the Pooh fabric. If you hang around here long enough, you'll discover I'm a big Winnie the Pooh fan. Okay, nail file. and a tin with more sanitary things in it. Yes, I am now starting to see that perhaps I don't need 2 sanitary, especially one I can't open. There we go. So what we'll do, we'll take out those, we'll get rid of that, and we'll put this in here. Then everything's together. My mum may have a point. I may have too many things in my bag. Oh, and last out, probably one of the most recent things, but by recent I mean a really long time. This is a pair of scissors. My mother-in-law carries scissors in her handbag. And shortly after we were married, my husband said to me, "Oh, can I borrow your scissors?" When we were out somewhere, I forget why. And I looked at him blankly and I said, "Well, I don't carry scissors in my handbag." And he honestly thought all women did. Let me know in the comments, do you have a pair of scissors in your handbag? These I bought while I was pregnant. We went to London while I was about 6 months pregnant, and your body does strange things when you're pregnant. You can't actually see my face, can you? Let's move your puppet. Your body does strange things while you're pregnant. My toenails grew overnight while we were in London. So I had to, oh, that's Boots as well. I had to pop into Boots on Oxford Street and buy a pair of scissors and find the nearest public toilets where I could go and cut my toenails, because I literally was limping down Oxford Street. So this is where the scissors are from. And that, I think, is the bag emptied. Let's move you down to the floor. So this is the vast contents of my handbag. All very useful, all very needed, in my opinion. But we'll see. So here's the new bag. So there's no pockets at all on the sides or the front. So first things first, this work badge is going in this back section. And there is room in there. So I think house keys and the car keys can go in there. And I don't think that would feel funny against your hip or anything, so that's going to work. This zipper's gone a bit funny, so we'll open it and shut it and see what it does next. Okay, so these 2 big sections here, one here and one here, I think could have these 2 in, and that would leave room for other things. So clearly I'm using the phone, so we need to make sure we leave a space for that. Right, so will this fit in? Yes, it does. Hurrah! So then there's this little zippered section in the middle, which I have to say the zip does feel a little bit iffy. What shall we put in there? Will the notebook fit? Only that way up, not that way up. So that's just going to have to go in as it stands. And the battery pack and shopping bag. Oh, that might fit in the little zippered section. Feels like having to rummage around. So, nail file and scissors. I'm going to need a smaller nail file, but the scissors fit in. I want to have something on the end of that, really, to protect it from tearing a hole through. So we'll wrap it in the mask for now. Sanitizer, very important. It's going to be a adjuster, that's what it is. So that can go. What can I do without, folks? Because we haven't even put my wallet in yet. Is there anything that you're looking at in here that going, why has she got one of those? That's just silliness. Because right this minute it would be very helpful if you could just shout through your screen and me hear it. Because the honest answer is it's not all going to fit. Look. It's a very well-filled little bag. But I think the honest answer is it isn't big enough. That's going to have to sort of sit on top of the other things. We still need to put the phone in. And then we're left without the sanitary kit. And at my age, that is not a good plan because you get caught short sometimes when you're not expecting it. Can we do the bag up? Yes, we can do the bag up. It is not overly heavy, but we do need to find a way of putting the sanitary stuff in. So, headphones and wet wipes in that little middle section. Take that out. And that out. And that out. And put this in, and then we'll build round it. I really wish you could just shout at me and say, put it there, and then we'll know. It's like a jigsaw puzzle that doesn't want to be made. Nope, I don't think so. It's just not big enough. So we're going to have to put it all back where it came from. That's sad, isn't it? Right, see you in a minute when I've done that. So we're all back in the original places where it all came from. With plenty of room at the top. It can be rejiggled in the daytime if you need to have a water bottle. So I think perhaps the answer is I'm a backpack person, even if I don't think I ought to be really. Some of the other things I bought from this Temu, I think, T-E-M-I, I think. Anyway, I'll put a link. I bought a little tin, actually it's plastic, with a knife, a fork and a spoon set as a mechanism for keeping them clean that isn't just a plastic bag. I bought a soup thing, insulated soup pot. Comes with its own little spoon that you have to take off and click together. And the world's most gigantic mug. Also comes with a straw and a swizzly cup for you to drink out of. It does do hot and cold beverages, not at the same time, obviously. I also looked at this, which in hindsight was a slight mistake. It's fundamentally a wallet or a purse with card holder bits and a bit for money and then a pocket on the front for a mobile phone. We're going to New York City in October with my daughter's theatre school, and I thought this might be quite useful. But I'm only 5'2", and you can see how long that is. There are no adjusters whatsoever, and short of, you know, knotting a bit, which would look a bit unsightly, I think that is a pickpocket's delight. You could just slash that and run off, because you wouldn't need to physically hold it. You'd have it dangling around your neck. So, and for some reason it has these words on it, which, you know, if you had some sandpaper you could probably bust off. But yeah, so I think I'm going to bless the charity shop with that one. I bought a couple of other bits, but I've donated them to other members of my household. I found a fan, a tiny little desk fan that you can put water in. It's very hot here at the moment, which is unusual for the UK. So my husband's having that in his home office, and I bought a heatless curls thing, you know, where you dangle it over your head and wrap it around your thing to sleep in. So my daughter's run off with that, and a big hair clip. But I kind of figured that was likely. And as I say, the more you ordered, either the cheaper things got, or some of your things became free. So you kind of fall into the habit of, oh, perhaps I'll just add one more thing. So go and have a look if you feel like it, see what you might find bargain-wise. As I can testify, some of the bargains may not work very well. The fan works surprisingly well, given how flimsy it looks. And it tilts, which is also a surprise. So I think that's it for what's in my bag. The answer is too much stuff, but needed. And as I say, the sanitary stuff at my age, you do need to carry it with you all month, regardless of when you think it's coming. And also it's quite useful sometimes, I think, to be the friend who always has stuff so that you can be called on in case of emergency. Something I've tried to instill into Charlotte so that, you know, she's got hairbands and sanitary things and stuff like that, so that if she's got a friend who is in need of something, they know where to go, which I think is a useful thing to do. So, hope you enjoyed that little excursion into and back out of my handbag. As you can clearly see, I need to be a backpack person. I'm not sure what fellas do, because other than getting their wives, which is a shocking stereotype, to carry it for them, which is mostly my experience, other than having a phone and a wallet, what else do men carry? Be interested to know. Take care. Bye.